Here's problem 427. Wile E. Coyote has missed the elusive roadrunner once again. This time he leaves the edge of the cliff at 50 meters per second horizontal velocity. If the canyon is 100 meters deep, how far from the edge of the cliff does the coyote land? Alright, so let's imagine that you were Wile E. Coyote. You're going to leave a cliff that is 100 meters high, and you're going to do it with an initial velocity in the x direction of 50 meters per second. So you're going to go through projectile motion that will take you some point away from the cliff. So we want to find out what that displacement delta x is between there and there. Well, if we look at just the y direction, what do we have going on? We know that our initial velocity is going to be 0. The acceleration of gravity is going to be a positive 9.8 meters per second squared, as we're assuming down is our positive direction and displacement in that direction will be positive. So our displacement delta y is going to be a positive 100 meters as we go in that positive direction. And we wish to know the time. So we have 3 kinematic variables and we want to find the time. We can say displacement delta y is equal to initial velocity times time plus 1/2 acceleration times time squared. But our initial velocity in the y direction is 0. So we have, solving for time, time is going to equal 2 times displacement divided by acceleration square root. And that's going to be 2 times 100 divided by 9.8 square root. And that will be 4.52 seconds. So Wile E. Coyote will be in the air for 4.52 seconds. As we look in the x direction, what do we know? We know our initial velocity is 50. We know our final velocity will be 50 because we aren't going to change speed. In fact, our acceleration will be 0 as we don't change velocity. We just found our time to be 4.52 seconds. That's how long we're going to be in the air. And we want to find our displacement. So we really have 4 kinematic variables. We have 4 different equations we could use to find our displacement delta x. So let's try the same type of equation. Displacement equals initial velocity times time, 1/2 acceleration times time squared, but in this case there is no acceleration in the x direction. So that is going to just simply equal this velocity times time, and that will be 225.9 meters. So Wile E. Coyote or anybody jumping off this cliff at 50 meters per second in the horizontal direction will hit away from the cliff at a distance of 225.9 meters.